So what do we, the Muslims, believe? Point number 12. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, we believe that Allah, God, appeared in the person of Master P.O.W.E.R Muhammad, July 1930, the long-awaited Messiah of the Christians and the Mahdi of the Muslims. Let's stop right there. Now, beloved, you may say Elijah Muhammad is guilty of a terrible sin. He has said that God came in the person of a human being, a man. Well, let's reason this thing out. He said he appeared in the person of Master P.O.W.E.R Muhammad, July 1930, the long-awaited Messiah of the Christians, the Mahdi of the Muslims. Is Elijah Muhammad correct or is he incorrect? If he's incorrect, then we need not pay any attention to him. You can dismiss him if you care to. But your condition begs you to reassess your own thinking. The condition of the Christian world, the Jewish world, and the Muslim world, and the condition of humanity begs you all, forget your foolish pride. For pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Forget your foolish pride and look at your condition. Look at the condition of the Christian world, Pope of Rome. Look at the condition of the Anglican Church, Archbishop of Canterbury. Look at the condition of the Christian world that is called Greek Orthodox. Look at the condition of the Jews. And look at the condition of the Muslims. And look at the condition of the non-believers in God. The whole world is in trouble, and the world's condition is begging you to forget your foolish pride and think again. You in America that deny Elijah Muhammad, look at your condition. Your condition is begging you to forget your foolish pride and think again. Elijah Muhammad said, we believe that Allah, God, appeared in the person of Master P.O.W.E.R Muhammad, July 1930, the long-awaited Messiah of the Christians and the Mahdi of the Muslims. Let us look at these words. Messiah. Messiah. That's a wonderful name. Messiah. The Messiah, Al-Masi. It means one anointed with wisdom, power. One anointed with some kind of oil. One who travels much. Oh, that's not a deep enough understanding of the word Messiah. Messiah is more than just one who travels. What is the anointing that makes the Messiah the Messiah? And if we are looking for someone to come, are we looking for a spirit or are we looking for a human being? No one has ever written that the Messiah was non-reality, non-physical reality.
That's right.
The Messiah is a man.
Yes, sir.
The Mahdi is a man.
Yes,
the Christ is a man. But a man beyond the comprehension of us, of men of today and yesterday. A man like no other man. A human like no other human.
Yes, sir.
Yet human, but divine. Listen now. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
The problem is one of perception. In a letter that I wrote on September the 25th to the students, we said, how we perceive reality is based upon the condition of our heart and mind and the quality of our faith. No child perceives realities properly because of the immature state of the development of its senses through which objects are perceived. Children see limited, they hear limited, they touch and feel limited, they have a limited sense. So we perceive the world of reality through our five senses. The more our senses are developed, the more our perception changes. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
When you were a child, you felt something. You thought something. As you mature, you can feel and look at the same object, and your perception of it is different as your senses grow. Is that understood?
That's right. Yes, sir.
Oh, I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
This world in which we live is not a mature world. If the Quran teaches us that the world in which we live is a world of sport and play, then it is a world of children. And there is no child whose senses are developed to perceive reality properly. Therefore, if we are children, then our understanding of God is childlike. It is immature. Huh? Let's deal with this present world. Do you think this is a world of grown-up people? I'm talking about mature. Do you think Mr. Reagan is a mature man? He should be. He's old enough. Do you think Mr. Bush is a mature man? Do you think the leaders of the world are mature? Look at them. They're like children playing with steel, playing with fire, playing with death, playing with their knowledge, and their knowledge produces more death and destruction. They're like children in a laboratory without a guiding light. So the laboratory blows up because there's no one guiding their experiment. They're immature. Spiritually, anytime a human being will climb the mountain of power and still believe that he's powerful because he's white, he's still got a lot of growing to do.
Yes, sir.
And I'm very sorry, racism is the work of immature thinking. Will you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah. You are not better because you are black or better because you are white. You are better because you strive to do better in your duty to God and to your fellow man. So goodness is not in blackness or whiteness. Goodness is in observance of eternal principles of duty that have been imposed upon us by the nature in which we are created. Is that right? I want you to think about what God is allowing me to say to you this afternoon. Now notice, beloved, we perceive reality based upon the condition of our heart and our mind. The Quran talks about how a revelation comes while we are sporting, our hearts trifling. See? We are really a trifling people. What is concerning you today? It's a trifling thing. Just look at you. You're not concerned with big things. You're concerned with little trifling things. Oh, my car note. Oh, the gas bill. Oh, I need a new pair of shoes. Oh, I got to get mine. Oh, I broke my nail. I've got to go. Oh, Lord, look at that. A whole world going down around you, and you're thinking about the tint in your hair or getting a curl or whether your wig is laying right. Trifling people, huh? Look. 100,000 people at this present moment is almost below zero. They're sitting out in the cold watching people throw a ball, knock each other down. The world is going down around us. We're busy with trifling things.
Yes, sir.
Some man singing, you know, I love you, baby. And we hollering and screaming, trifling things. Trifling people.
Yes,
You're not striving for the betterment of yourselves in a way that would make you pleasing in the sight of God, that your time on the earth would be spent beneficial to yourself and to your progeny. But you spend your time, the time that God gave you, the gift of God's divine light, life, and power, you spend your time in trifling pursuit. Huh? The president is no better. He spends his days in the war room with the CIA. Which government shall we upset? Oh, yes. These people over here, they're trying to get this, and it's not in our interest. Let's see if we can overthrow them. Let's send some money over here and do this. Trifling. Sport. Play. Any people that are faithless like that, whose hearts and minds are poisoned with the poison of racism, sexism, materialism, and rabid nationalism, they cannot perceive reality properly. See? So a people like this need to be guided, need to be evolved, need to be resurrected. The Messiah comes. He's a human being. But the work that he does is not human. The work that he does is divine. He comes and he touches the blind. He makes them see. He makes the deaf hear, the lame walk, and he raises dead people to life. That may be done by a human being, but it is the work of divine. So when a human does not normal things, but things that boggle your mind, then the human is not human. The human is not common. The human is manifesting divine. And because you have not seen man and woman in your glory, you have only come in contact with the worst of yourself. Therefore, your view of male and female is an immature, corrupted perception of the reality of who and what you are. If I ask you, who are you? What is your perception of yourself? Well, well, you know, oh boy, you know. Come on with it. Who and what are you? Well, I mean, I'm a human being. Is that all you can say, brother? Well, I'm a black man. Well, good. I'm glad you can at least see you're a member of the original family of the earth. But what else? Come on. Well, then be quiet. You just don't know. And if you don't know who you are, what is your perception of man? What is your perception of man? Well, man, look, man is weak. Man, you know, human beings, you know, they make a lot of mistakes, you know what I mean? It's human to err, you know what I mean? And I'm human, so I make an awful lot of mistakes. In fact, my life was a mistake, you know what I mean?
Listen.
It's very sad, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That your perception of who and what you are is so damaged that you don't think anything of yourself, therefore you don't expect anything from yourself. So since you are nothing expecting nothing leaves what? Nothing. Exactly. What is your perception of yourself, woman? Well, I'm glad you asked, Mr. Franklin. My perception is that I'm a female and I'm gorgeous and I'm 36, 23, and 36. Haven't you noticed? Is that who you are? Is that what you are? You've been reduced to measurements? Is that who you are? You see, your perception of yourself manifests in what comes from you. You're not a dignified woman. You're not a dignified man. You don't think dignity, nor do you perform with dignity. You perform as you perceive yourself. You perceive yourself as nothing, therefore you act like nothing. Therefore you marry somebody and you don't expect nothing. So nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Somebody has got to come and give you a proper perception of the reality of who and what you are. I know it's time for this broadcast to end, but the beat is going on. And so, if you want the tape of today's lecture, I would advise you to call right now, 994-5775. Don't you miss this lecture, because I'm going on.
Yes, sir.
And don't you miss it. I'm sorry that you're not here to see and hear this for yourself. I'm sure your perception would mature. And so, my beloved brothers and sisters, with due respect, your senses are not developed properly. You hear, you see, you feel based upon your own desires, wants. There are some of us that are so immature, so underdeveloped psychologically, that we see everything as it relates to self. So if I can't see myself in your words, if I can't see my own desires fulfilled in your words, then I can't relate well to you nor your words. It's very sad. Some of us need stroking so much that when we choose a friend, and I put friend in quotes, you ask yourself, who are your friends? And you can name them probably with 3 joints of one finger. All right, maybe a hand. But I think I'm more correct. Finger counting the 3 joints. Who's your cut buddy? Now I'm going to ask you not only who, but I'm going to ask you why. Why is so-and-so your friend? I love my friend. Why do you love your friend? Well, my friend is my friend. And what makes your friend your friend? Well, you see, and then you stop. Now you think deeply on your friends. They change like the weather. Come on.
Yes, sir.
It's cold now, you put on cold clothes, clothes for the winter. But if that temperature changes, you take this off. That's the way you do your friend. See, friend is not that. Friend is not for weather. Friend is not based on need. Friend goes deeper than need. You need a friend, and no question about that. We all need friends. But the friend that we need is not based upon our perceived need. Your perceived need as a woman, maybe you just need somebody to tell you that you're all right, somebody to relate to your particular thinking. So you meet someone on your job. That's my friend. And when you analyze what makes this person your friend is based upon some need you have that they, in their own characteristics, naturally seem to fit and to feed. If your needs change, then your friends change. I thought you were my friend. I was. But I don't need what I needed yesterday, and that's why I moved on. Friends don't move on. We move together if we're friends. See, your perception of what a friend is not deep enough. And if you have no perception of who you are, then you don't even know what you need. So your friends are based upon your misperception of your needs, your wants, your desires. Oh, Lord. Now look. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to keep you long, but I just want you to hang in there with me.
Yes, sir.
Beloved, look. The Messiah is a human being. He is born of a woman. Well, if he's born of a woman, ain't nothing happening. Can't be great if he's born of a woman. See, that's your misperception of woman and your misperception of self. Look, man, y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Getting better.
Look, you see that sun out there? Isn't it a marvelous creation?
Yes, sir.
Just think on the sun. Magnificent ball of fire. They don't even know what fuels the sun.
That's right.
She just keeps burning.
That's right.
We've seen fires. Sometimes they burn till they burn themselves out. But here's a fire that has been burning and burning and burning and burning. And your grandmama saw it and it's gone. Your great-grandmama saw it and it's gone. The prophets came and they saw it and they're gone. And the old patriarchs came and they saw it and they're gone. But the sun remains. Isn't that something? It's marvelous. It is light. It is heat. It is warmth. It is energy. It is a life giver. Well, by studying the sun, we learn about its creator. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Now, we know that a man born of a woman who comes today as the Messiah is not he who originated the heavens and the earth. Just a time problem. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. Why did Elijah Muhammad say that God appeared in the person of Master W.E.R. Muhammad? Where's your proof of such a claim? Yet he's a human being born from a woman February the 26th, 1877. How could God appear in a human being? God who has no birth record. God who is infinite from time immemorial to time immemorial. How could God appear in the person of a human being? Would you explain that, Mr. Muhammad? All praise is due to Allah. That sun out there is a light. And when you study the sun and the light of the sun, its characteristics are it gives light, life, energy. Everything touched by it gets into motion. And what whatever is in it, it manifests it. The rose becomes a rose because of the sun. And the weed becomes a weed because of the sun. Huh?
Yes, sir.
And the toad becomes a toad, and the porcupine a porcupine. But each thing, whatever it is hidden in the seed stage, because of the energy and the life-giving energy of that magnificent light out there, it manifests whatever the thing is. It brings it out, and it allows it to grow and evolve and be itself. That sun.
Go ahead.
Magnificent. Why is it out there? God wanted a witness of himself.
Go ahead.
Why do you need a witness? Well, if I didn't create any sun, any moon, any star, how would people know me? How would people learn of me? You mean to tell me you come in here and say, I'm a great singer? Haven't you heard of me? Haven't you heard of me? You got any records out? No. You ever appeared any place? No. Is there any movie that you made? No. Who ever heard you sing? Me? Well, would you sing for me? And hell, if you sing for me and I like it, that don't mean everybody else will like it.
That's right. That's right.
So God makes creation to bear witness to his majesty. So the Quran says, the heavens and the earth declare the glory of God. If you don't know how to clock the heavens and the earth, if you can't look into what God created, you'll never know God, because you just got here yesterday. You came into a world already created by a magnificent creator, but every generation, the burden is on that generation to find that creator and worship him. Do you understand? So when you come out of your mother's womb, that womb was formed before you were formed. Huh?
Yes, sir.
The vegetation that would nurse you into strength and power was here before you got here. So a wonderful originator was at work for you before you. So if you want to know him when you get here, you got to study what he created in order to find him who is behind all of his creation. I want you to think now with me. Allah creates sun, moon, stars, trees, birds, bees, life, in every kind of form imaginable. And everything that he creates manifests his wisdom. You take the tiniest insect, just study it. It's magnificent. You say, ooh, what a mighty God. When you look at Channel 11, which is I guess is the educational channel, sometime and you look and study nature, and you see how insects and birds and mammals and beasts live, you say, oh, look at the wisdom that God put in all his creatures. Is that right? Well. If God put wisdom for us in the sun, in the moon, in the stars, in the trees, in the birds, in the bees, in the fleas, in the grass, is a lesson in everything. You see his wisdom. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Then Allah says in the Quran and in the Bible, he didn't say, I made the sun in my image and after my likeness. Come on and talk to me.
Yes, sir.
He didn't say, I made the moon and the stars and the birds and the bees in my image and after my likeness. He said, I made man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, I bear witness